Alright. Well, hello. My name is Rob, and this is going to be one of those guitar gear demo videos. I've never made one of these before, ever. I don't know if I'll ever make one again, but there are millions of these videos on YouTube. Guitar players love to show off their gear and buy and sell gear and argue viciously on the internet about who makes better gear, and there's a big community of guitar players that does that. I guess I'm part of that. I play guitar, I like pedals, I like amps, I like guitars, and I really like Fractal audio. They make some awesome gear. I've been an FX8 player for quite a few years now. Absolutely love the thing, but I do also love real amps, real old tube amps. You know, old school pedals are fun too. Fractal makes a new device, and I'm really very happy to have gotten one pretty early in. It is called the FX8, and I think most of the guys watching this video, this is what you're probably interested in. It's a floor-based multi-effects processor. Sounds fantastic. It's got all Fractal quality effects. Same effects that come in the FX8. The only difference is there are no amp models. It's just about effects. But it's a very cool product. It allows you to connect to an amp through an amp's effects loop and do the full 4-cable method, the 4 cm cable routing, so that you can place effects either before the preamp of the amplifier or after. And it's one of the first products of its kind that can actually do that. So it's a really cool thing, and I thought I'd make this video to show up. So just grab his camera. Here is my FX8. And I mounted it in a pedal board case. This is a Rockmaster case, just from a local music store, I think. And what I did was what I like to do with all my pedals is kind of screw them right onto the case. This thing has a wooden bottom, so I use these little metal tabs, and I just put these near the rubber feet and just firmly attach the thing. No Velcro for me. This thing could fall off of a truck and the pedal wouldn't budge inside the case. And this case has some extra room for my cabling and such. This is the main interface. There's the block grid. There are 8 blocks, and I'm going to play a little guitar in a bit here and just kind of show you a bit about how it works and how it sounds. By the way, everything I've got here, I mean, it totally replaces my old pedal board. I'll just drop that here for comparison. I've got drive pedals, I've got a compressor, well, I have this quilter tone block. That's an amplifier. I guess it doesn't do that, but it does just about everything else. And you notice on an old pedal board, you've got all kinds of interconnect cables. You've got your little 1/4" patch cables, and you've got all your little 9-volt power supplies. You know, any one of those things can just fail at any time at a gig and leave you with buzzing noises or with no signal, and then you got to figure out which one of these interconnections or which one of these switches is giving you problems. And that's one of the things I always hated about pedals. Another thing I always found annoying was when you're playing, and the band I play in, I actually sing as well, so I'm not always looking down at my feet. It's really easy to kick the knobs, right? And adjust them, if not break them. And that's annoying because your settings, like you're constantly bending down and trying to fine-tune your settings, and then you tap them with your toe and then your settings are out of whack. Very annoying. So the Fractal FX8 fixes all that for one thing, because you know, all your settings are saved into the preset. There are adjustment knobs. Those things are protected by this cool metal bar that sticks up, which also acts as a nice handle. You can just grab that thing and pick the whole thing up, which is cool. Yeah, it's great. What I did, I wanted to use this thing with the 4-cable method into my amplifier here. This is a Kiity Hawk Junior 50-watt head from the 80s. I think it sounds pretty cool for the kind of stuff I do. It's kind of like old school Mesa Boogie and almost Dumble sounding to my ears. And I'm just gonna plug it in and use this single 12-inch cab. There's a Eminence Red Fang speaker in the back of this one. I think it sounds pretty cool for what I like to play. And what I do is I go 4-cable method, 4 cm. So I built my own little snake for that purpose, which I have kind of stowed away in my box here. I'll just kind of show you that. What I did was use right angle connectors, and I have these things. I just leave them connected in the Rode case here, so I just put the lid on and go. And then I unroll the cable, and I've got about 20 feet of cable here, so I can put my amp in the back line and then stretch this thing out to the front of the stage where I'm going to be. So, once inside the snake on this end, connects to the amplifier, there's 3 leads. And one is for the amp's input, and then there's one that is effects send out of the amp back to the FX8, and there's one that goes from the FX8 back to the amp. I want to just mention that Fractal supports what they call hum buster cables, and these are special outputs that use a TRS plug. And what it basically does is help you get rid of ground hum. Pretty effective with that too. So anyway, I'll leave those plugged in, and I'm just going to hook this thing up to my amp and then play a little bit of guitar, and I'll kind of walk you through my main patches, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I just plugged in my Strat, and I'm just going to play a little bit of stuff for you so you can get a quick idea what it sounds like. This isn't going to be one of those crazy demos where I try to show you every single sound and tone and weird trick that you can do. It's actually pretty basic to give you an idea. And just so you know, I don't play metal and heavy rock with the band I'm in. This is mostly like classic rock and blues and a little bit of country and rootsy kind of sounding stuff. So anyway, that's the tones I'm going for. What I'm going to do, grab this camera and, oh yeah, by the way, that's the audio you're hearing is just coming from that mic. So just it's a Rode NT1 straight into the mixer and amp and cab and FX8, and I'm going to drop this guy on the floor. I just think that's, yeah, not that you can really see the screen, but anyway, I'll just leave that there and turn the amp on. So that's just straight through into the FX8, no effects selected at all. And by the way, FX8 has true bypass, which is cool because it's a digital box and uses the relay switching to actually switch in like a straight analog path right in and out of the unit. So I'm not aware of any digital box that even does that, but this one does. And the cool thing is, listen to this. That's like straight through bypassed. This is in line with no effects. And a point I guess I'm making is they sound like identical. You can't hear the difference between true bypassed and just straight through no effects because the signal path is so clean, there's no tone suck, which is awesome. So anyways, a little bit of reverb. By the way, that's just a clean channel of this amp, which is all I'm really using these drive pedals to get the crunch, at least so far. Here's some delay. You can use the XY settings on each of the effects, so you can have totally different settings for the block. So delay block, for instance, I did put some different settings on the Y side, which is like this. It's a straight hard delay. Then you got your tap tempo, which you can use or not use. Let's do some drive pedals. This one is TS808. Got a Y on there too. I think this is the love pedal. It's kind of similar to how I got the TS808 set. There's all kinds of range. There's more than 30 drive pedals in there, and you can really customize them. So there's a lot you can get out of them. So. I've got some lead drives kind of set up on number 4 here. use, for boosts, I use a filter block set to null boost, and I just got it boosting up a few dB, so. I need a bit more. So that's just one preset, and really that's for a lot of the stuff I do, like with the band I'm in. I could do the whole night with just that one preset and use those different things. Of course, you can have 128 presets and load each one of them up with a different collection of blocks and get some crazy effects. And if you want to do all your pitch shifting and other stuff, so I do a bit of that too. But mostly I just stick with the basics. This is kind of like the meat and potatoes preset for me, anyway. I just want to show you the wah here real quick. Just like the Axe effects, the wah has this auto engage feature. So you have a normal expression pedal. It's a Mission SP1 on my board here, and yeah, if you want wah, you don't have to hit a foot switch or anything. You just step on it and go for it. So here it goes. And heel down. Wah's off again. Just like that. So yeah, that's about it, I guess, for this preset. There's obviously a lot more this thing can do aside from that. I didn't even get into the looper. Hit the looper switch. You got a very fully featured looping device, which I mucked around with a little bit. I'm no Ed Sheeran or anything, but it's pretty cool. Could see that coming in handy. So yeah, great unit. I'm real happy with it so far. It's definitely a keeper. I still have my Axe FX8, which I use for direct recording and playing at home when I can't make as much noise as this. But for the next little bit, this is going to be my my small weekend grab and go kind of band rig. It's just this box and this little cab and this little head, and I'm real happy with this setup. So thanks for watching. Later.